Hi, in this video I will talk about recurring for accounts payable invoice, account receivables invoice, and GL journal. As you know that you can enter invoice for periodic business expenses for which you may not receive invoice, for example, such as rent invoice. For this case, it's like recurring. And also, some payables are created and sent after regular intervals by business. For this purpose, account payables department often create recurring entries and use that to generate payables after specific intervals. A recurring invoice is simply as an invoice that is sent to customers after regular intervals and usually contains the same details. Recurring invoices can be created daily, monthly, weekly, or schedule can be worked out, which is a buyer. Accounts payable departments also receive recurring invoice from the company's creditors and update their accounts after each period. There is no change to the order information, customer information, supplier information, product, service, items, expenses ordered on the invoice itself. In most cases, business can also use accounting program to set up either recurring invoice or whatever. The invoices can be matched with the amount specified in the contract or whatever. To start recurring an AB invoice, first of thing that it's like just navigate to your Oracle, just log in it and just go to payables, go to invoice and go to tasks. Here you will find create recurring invoice. Once you click on this task, there is one spreadsheet like Excel. It will be downloaded, but before of that you have to set up, as you know, that ADFDI tools to prepare Excel sheet. So quickly I just need to show you because in some cases once you download this Excel sheet and try to open it, you cannot open it. So before downloading any FBDI spreadsheet or ADFDI spreadsheet like Excel, just go to tools and you will find download EDF desktop integrator. It's a small program. Just click on it. It will ask you to download it, and once you download it, start to set up like next and finish. Once you finish, just go to any Excel sheet. This is like how to prepare the Excel sheet for ADFDI or FBDI or whatever. Just go to File, Options, and go to for Trust Center setting. For Protect View, just checkbox always open. Go to Macro, enable VBA macros, enable Excel, Trust Access, Active, enable all control, Save modes. This is all the preparation or how to configure the Excel. After you finish, just go to add-ins, go to here, add-ins, try to go, you will find Oracle EDF desktop integration add-in for Excel. This is you have to do for all of the users if you are working in organizations. They like to prepare their desktops for using EDF desktop integrations for all of the Excel sheet and data which is downloaded from Oracle to let the users upload the data through Excel sheet. One of them also that if you go to search that there is another internet options. Also you can go to security custom level. There is another option here, so you have also to check it for bar like this scripting. Yes, allow status bar update via scripts. In some cases you find it disabled, so you have to enable. This is like how to configure, how to prepare, how to make the desktops or the Excel ready to using the EDF or the EDFDI, Web EDI, whatever. So let's come back to our recurring. Before to create a recurring invoice, you have to create the recurring calendar. As I mentioned before, is it monthly, is it weekly, is it daily, is it quarterly, whatever. So first of thing, you have to go to setup and maintenance, just search by manage calendar, payable calendar. Manage accounting calendar, payable calendars. Search for it. If you have already defined, you can click on it to update. In case of you are going to define, you just click on add or create button. In case of I show you, I just need to show you the setup. Name, description, calendar type. There are two types, I will show you later. General purpose, this is for recurring invoice. What is the period frequency? Is it monthly, weekly, periodically, quarterly, whatever? How many periods per year? What is the start date and add years? Once you add, for example, 2024, the system will add, depends on the periods, it will add 12 periods. For example, if I need to create a new one to show you from scratch, what is the name? This is Cal. Again, what is that calendar type? As I told you before, payment term calendar and the general purpose. For recurring invoice, you have to select general purpose. What is the frequency? 445, 454, weekly, weekly, other, quarterly, monthly, how many periods? What is the start date? Then you can start to generate. Once you put the start date from date, generate periods, the system will path 12. For example, if I click started from 1st of Jan to 2025, what's the period format, name, the triple months, or whatever, and I can start to generate period. Once I click generate period, as you see here, start date January 2025, 12 months. So the system gave me 12 months from January until December. Again, if you need to add, just click on add. You will find another calendar or the next year. For example, 1 year, generate. You will find 2026. Again, from January to December and so on. This is how to create the calendar, because this calendar you will pass or fill it in our Excel. So come back to the AB invoices. Invoices, go to tasks and create recurring invoices. It will download Excel sheet here. Just before open it, right click properties and unlock, apply OK, and try again to open it. When you try to open it, first of thing, Oracle Connect message must be displayed here. Yes, do you want to connect? Yes. If this message is not came, you have to check the setup of the prepare of Excel, internet options. If everything is okay, you just either log out and re-log in again or change the browser. Okay, so what is the username? Just log in by your username and password. Sign in. The system will prepare the document. As you see here, it's still in processing. Here the template, this is like any Excel. You can come here to insert, to delete, like any Excel. Some of notes here that for each Excel for one invoice. For example, if you have 2 or 3 recurring invoice per month or monthly, and now we are going to create them. For each invoice, one Excel. It means you cannot mention more than one invoice in the same Excel. So this Excel for one invoice, another Excel for another invoice, and so on. So the relation is one to one. One invoice in one Excel, one invoice, and so on. What's the business unit? It's list of value. To select what is this business unit, I will select US business. What is the invoice number? Recurring. What's the invoice amount? 5,000. What is the supplier? It's list of value, and I can select ABC, bank or consulting. Supplier number, it will supplier site. If you have more than one site, again you have to select the proper site. This is, I have one. What is the invoice currency? It's list of value. You can also write USD. Okay. Payment currency, description. What is calendar name? This is what we defined before. You have to select the proper calendar. In case you define it monthly, yearly, whatever. For example, this one. And from which period to which period. If I select here January to, I just need to check if January, yes, and till period, for example, June or April or whatever. This is April. This is the header. Then go to items. What is the amount? Next example, I will show you how to create recurring with more than one line. Okay, invoice quantity, description, purchase, and our code combination, distribution combinations. Because as you know, it's like any invoice, but instead of create the invoice through UI as a user interface, you create it through Excel sheet. So I will select any account, okay, and go to right. Now everything is okay. If you have to manage the tax, you can write the tax code as a text. For example, in your setup tax, the tax code there is 0% space, whatever. You have to take it as a copy paste because this is sensitive text. Okay, then once you finished, now I have one invoice with one line. This is invoice amount, type, everything. Just go to generate. Once you generate the processing and executive and whatever, click OK. Row inserted successfully. It means that it's inserted successfully in your AB invoice user interface. Once it's finished, just come back to the invoice. Here there is one request. The number of recurring invoice created, how many? 4. Depends on what? Depends on the period you selected. I selected from January to April. It means there are 4 invoices. One invoice for January, another invoice for February, another invoice for March, another invoice for April. That's it. Download and go to back to invoice. Just come here. You will find our 4 recurring 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 4. This is the creation date, this is the last date. If in case of you go to, for example, recurring 1, all of them is never not validated, unaccounted, because for example after that you need in case of the users need to make attachment to do one thing, making some adjustments, manage the tax, whatever, they can come here and they calculate. And this is because our default rate is, for example, 5 or whatever. You can see here the tax. So in our Excel you can upload the tax on the amount header included tax, but the amount of lines without tax, so the system will can calculate. Else you can pass the tax code. This is for January, for example. If I click on recurring 2, you will find the same data, everything with February. Just I need to check, yes, this is 1st of February, and so on. For April you will find it's fair for April. After you finish, you can come to validate, make attachment, tags, change whatever you need, start your process to validate, approval, and post to ledger, account, draft, and check fund, and make the payment. This is how to recurring invoice. It's very simple. In case of you have another sample for another invoice for another suppliers, you can come here to update it. You can, for example, you can save this file in your desktop or whatever. After that you can open it later and make some changes, change supplier, amount, period, whatever, and again generate. For example, now I will don't save it and I will create another one. Create recurring invoice, and again open and right click properties and unblock, apply. Okay, try to open it. Every time the system must give you this connect message. Again, enter your credentials. Let me now I will show you how to make a recurring invoice for invoice with more than one lines. Again, select business unit, supplier, amount, whatever, US1 business unit, invoice number, invoice 2 or 3 lines, it will be the same way. Invoice amount 4,000. What's the supplier? I can say select the same or different supplier. ABC Bank. Number site. Again, if you have a lot of sites, you can select. Invoice currency. Just write instead of search. Calendar name, monthly, and from period to period. Yes, okay. From period January again 2025. Until also, for example, March, 3 invoices only. March 2025. Okay, here the items, this is the first line. I can put what we put it here, 4,000, so I will put 2,000. Okay, and select the distribution combination, and again you can attach the tax code in case of you have a line with tax, another line without tax. This depends on the business case you have. Just take the tax code, copy paste, and put it here, or justification, tax status code, whatever. Also, in case of you didn't something, or you looking for a specific field and you didn't find, just come here, select all, come here, select specific column, and make unhide. Once you make unhide, you will find a lot of fields appearing here. Okay, now this is the second one. Again, this is 2. You can press, for example, 1. Okay, just 2 and come. This is line 2 and 2,000. Okay, come here and select also the distribution combination, and I will change it to any different account, for example this, and okay. So now the total line amount equal total header amount. As you see here, there is no need to refill the header information because now I tell the system that this two line is related to this header. So let me try to generate to check if there any error or whatever. Okay, now row inserted successfully. Again, there is no errors. And also don't here how many invoice recurring created, 3, because we select start period January and to period March. So 1 invoice for January, 2nd invoice for February, 3rd invoice for March. Row inserted, come back to Oracle Cloud, just click here and come back to click here. Invoice 2 1 1 2 3, just click on 1 for example, go to down, you will find 2 lines for January, for February, for March. This is how to create recurring AB invoice with 1 line, with more than one lines. Again, for its relation 1-to-1, 1 Excel for 1 invoice. You cannot create 1 Excel for multi-invoice. Maybe you can try and check. Also, we can pass invoice for credit memo, for debit memo. It's just click minus, negative, and so on to upload, for example, credit memo, debit memo. There is one question that what happens if I create recurring invoices for a payable period with a status of never opened. The process that creates the recurring invoices automatically places the invoices on a closed period hold. After you open the Oracle Fusion Payables period, just run the validation process to release the hold. It means the system will not restrict the users to create recurring invoice within a period of never opened. I hope now to got how to create the recurring invoice for AB with 1 line, with 2 lines, with minus or positive or whatever. Also, if you have any doubt or questions, you can just write in the description or write a comment on the video. The second one for here, how to create recurring invoices for receivables or Fusion receivables. I created before one video for billing plan. It's billing plan to create also the same, to pass the periods, customers, the amount, the items, whatever the products. After you created, you go to a schedule process to run generate billing plan. For example, first of thing, you have to prepare the setup of manage receivable options to check box manage receivable system option, this one. Again, select the business unit here, for example US. Okay, I will search US. Okay, I will select any other business unit, for example Tata Motor, search, come here, click edit, just come down for billing and revenue tab. You will find transaction, right? Just click on enable recurring billing. This means that you are going to allow enable recurring invoice billing for account receivables for these specific business units. What does it mean? That if you have a lot of business units, you can select specific or some of them with recurring, some of them without recurring. In case of you are going to prepare the recurring for business unit, as I did before, come back, go down to transactions and enable recurring billing. After that, you just click save and close and done. This is every step. Second step, just come here for account receivables and check the tasks to manage bill. No, for example, this one, manage recurring bill plan. You can create a new one. Select the business unit which is already enabled for recurring, for example data, motor, or whatever. Select the currency, select the salesperson. What is the frequency again? Monthly, yearly, quarterly, whatever. Start date, end date, first transaction date. What is the customer? Bill to which customer, customer name, number, and the lines of the AR invoice: description, memo line, quantity, unit price, tax, without tax, blah blah blah, one line, 2 lines, 3 lines, whatever, because here there is no amount on header like AB invoice. After that, save and close. Once you finish this recurring, just come back to schedule process. Just go to monitor process, either from here or from tools. Go to down tools, you will find schedule process and search by generate bill. Generate billing transactions. Okay, system will because there is no any, let me generate recurring billing data. System will ask you what is the business unit. All of these parameters is optional. What does it mean? That you can select only or fill the business unit field without select a bill plan from name to name, billing frequency, blah blah blah. Just click on and submit, and again go to receivables to check generate recurring billing. Again, I created before a separate video, still around 15 minutes or 12 minutes. I will mention the link here to check the recurring billing data. Is very simple. What I mentioned in 2 steps. You have to prepare the setup. After that, come here to start generate. In case of you need to schedule this process, for example, you need to generate it automatically, just come here to make advanced schedule, select using a schedule, and start once, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, and tell the system start date and end date. So with this date, the system automatically will generate the recurring billing for AR invoice. Depends on the specific parameters you passed here. This is also for how to create recurring invoice in Fusion receivables. Also, that you can make sure the auto accounting rules are defined from setup and maintenance. Auto accounting rules to manage the from where bring receivable account, from where bring the system will bring revenue and receivables and the tax and the freights, blah blah blah. So you have to check this manage auto accounting. So What is the third part here for recurring journals in GL? GL, there are three types of journals recurring. One is skeleton. Skeleton means without amount. Skeletons means without accounts. The second one is standard with set amounts. The third type is formula. So how many types of recurring journals in GL? 3. Skeleton without amount, standard with set amount, third one is formula with variable amounts. Skeleton journal entries that contain the same accounts each period but have different amounts. After you generate skeleton journals entries, you have to edit the unposted journal patch by entering the journal line amounts on the edit journal page, or you can bring the previous journals of the previous period and make a copy from copy patch. So you just define a skeleton with head count without any amount. In this case, from my Oracle recommend or my opinion, you don't need to create a recurring journal from here. Why? Because these journals no need to without amount. So this is like you just go to user interface of journals and create a journals. You got my point. In case of the second type of the standards, you can create a spreadsheet or a journal in a spreadsheet like this one. Again, open, right click, properties, and unlock, and try to open. For the skeleton, it's standards. It's like skeleton but with amount. So you have to pass or to fill the code, account code, and amount, and by the end the total debit equal total credit. So I just sign in. System preparing. First of thing, what is the ledger? You have to select the proper ledger. What is the accounting date? You have to select the proper also accounting date. For example, what is the category? Is it adjustment, also list of value? Is it manual? Is it you already defined a specific category for recurring? You can define categories there like recurring category name. Okay, after that just go to down to start to fill the code combination for the debit and the credit and currency and start to make a submit. So I will click here, for example this, okay, and currency USD, either write it or search like USD, okay, and this line is debit or credit. Again, I can select the other one and select the currency. Must be the same currency because this is related to one journal. As you see here, also you can upload single, you can upload multiple journals. For example, this will be credited this one. There is no any other data. Okay, this is the scale. This is the standard. Standard means with amount. Skeleton without amounts. So through skeleton you cannot use a spreadsheet because of what? Because as you see here that the enter, the debit and the credit is required. Skeleton without amount. So with the spreadsheets I cannot upload, because in case of I delete this and try to upload, the system will ask me what that total debit not equal total credit, because system will find here null values for the skeleton. So in this case, as I told you, you can go to direct journal GL UI as a user interface and make your skeleton journal. But for the standard, as you see here, you can come here to create, and once you create, you just click submit to check the status. System options, are you going to save only, submit only, and submit and post? Means it will be submit and posting. Import if you have descriptive flex field, whatever, just I will submit to check the status. Row inserted successful. Again, it's uploaded without any errors. Now, where is the recurring here? In case of you have these journals, it's recurring every month. So in this case, you can just save this file in your desktop, and again next month you can come to the same folder or to the same Excel sheet and make it changes. For example, I come here to changes. For example, this account is changed, or the amount or whatever, so I can open it again like this and select different account. Okay, and the other one also I can keep it like this or change. I just need to show you that I can come to the same Excel sheet and make my amendment, and again I can change, for example, the period. Okay, and again submit to check, is it error, is it again the submission options, and submit. Again, it's row and inserted successfully. So the recurring means that once you fill the first Excel, you can save it in your desktop or your laptop or whatever. Every time you can come to the same Excel sheets, make a connect, and just change or make your changes in amount, account, period, because every month you need to create a different period, and again submit. This is the recurring of the GL journal. Now if in case of I come back to journals, manage journals, and I can select for January, search. This is our journal, right? Manual, spreadsheets. The accounting period is open for reporting currency. This is our, let me check, our two accounts, 1011011. The first one is 110501. This is our first spreadsheet, which is recurring. Second one, you just change the period from from January to February, and just click 24, search. Again, spreadsheet. This is the same what we open here, 10110111104. 1104, and the other one 502. Again, this is the recurring. The third types of formula recurring journal entries just contain formulas created using the formula component and allocation wizard in the calculation manager. These formulas calculate journals amount that vary from period to period and are passed on existing account balance or other criteria. Use recurring journal entries to perform simple or complex allocation or eliminations. For example, you can allocate a portion of your rent expense to another divisions, a pool of marketing costs to several departments based on the ratio of department revenues to total revenues. In this case, because it depends on your business requirement. For example, this is white paper to how to make recurring journals for a formula of calculation manager, and this is the only type of GL which you can schedule it. Schedule means after you build the calculation manager, you can make this request as a schedule, so every time or every period, depends on the frequency, the system will generate the GL journals. Also, I can share this with you in the description to download it in case of you have this complex of recurring GL journals. Thanks for watching. Good luck. Again, if you have any doubt, any questions, just write it down or send it to me, my email, whatever, and I will answer you. Thanks. Good luck.